Hey guys, welcome to today's project. So this is my dining room. This is a room we haven't touched yet. We've just put furniture in here and we haven't quite gotten to it with paint or trim or anything. So I decided to put my tree in here this year because it's a neutral backdrop as opposed to my almost entirely blue main floor. And also because I have two smaller entrances to this area that if my 1.5-year-old decides to start messing with the tree, I can block her out of here. I don't want to. I don't want to have to do that. I hate cutting her off from any spot in the house, but she's a climber and I'm a little worried about that. So this is going to be where the Christmas tree lives. And as you can see behind me, there is the Christmas tree, partially decorated. I just did the ribbon and it came pre-lit. So I did ribbon and beads, and that's as far as I've gotten so far. I am waiting for my 3-year-old to be ready to help me put on bulbs because it's one of her favorite things to do. She already did her tree. She got a tree in her playhouse. So let's look at what I've got going on for today's project. Okay, so here's what our project is for today. This is my rolling cart that I use for display purposes, for if we have people over and I put extra food up there. We haven't had people over this year, obviously. To where I could use that. And then I also keep the dog treats and some extra linens in the little cubbies. This year I want to use it as a coffee and hot cocoa bar for the girls. Not coffee, but the hot cocoa, because I think they think it was cute with all the little candy canes and different fixings up there. That's going to be a different project. We're not tackling that today. So what today's project is going to be is I really want to put a sign right above there that's cute and Christmassy and would complement my Christmas tree over here. I'm probably going to remove that truck, put that truck somewhere else. That truck lives there all year long and I just toss different things inside of it. So this is our blank space to work with. All right, let's get to the build. Okay, so here's what decisions are made out of, and ignore my pumpkins. We've still got quite a few of them. Didn't really find a use for them because it got really awkwardly, like, I don't know, the weather was everywhere, so we just didn't find a use for the pumpkins. So ignore the pumpkins over there and the train, because this is where my model railroad will eventually live. It just does not yet. There's more model railroads in all of that. Okay, so decision time. So I found scraps. I love to work with the scraps. We have a lot of this kind of stuff laying around, but I want to use this board to make a sign. So I have this scrap piece that was from something else. So the edges are not perfectly, like you can see, like there's a little curve there. I have this piece of board. I want to paint it white. I know that, we've gotten that far. However, these are all I have for edging for scraps. And there are a bunch of random pieces, and I cannot mix and match. I hate the look of mixing and matching, so I can't do big sides on one and skinny sides on the other. It would drive me nuts to look at. So I think what I like is these guys here. I think what I like is this. I like the thickness of this. I like that I can stain this, paint this white, stain this in the stain that's pretty much everywhere. Also ignore the broken saw that's under there. But I need more of these because all I have are these guys in that size, because I used the same trim when I did the Christmas tree box. So these guys, not liking so much. Too thick. These guys, perfect. Which means I need to go to Lowe's and get some more of this thin board, which these are actually very inexpensive. These boards are, you can see, there we go. They're just craft boards that you pick up from the lumber section at Lowe's. So let's go to Lowe's. All right, so slight change of plans because I decided to order my boards on the Lowe's website for curbside pickup, because I completely forgot that's a thing, and that's pretty much been the best part of this year is everything's got curbside pickup. So while I'm waiting for the email to come in saying that they're ready, I'm going to paint my board here. I did do a rough kind of, well, it wasn't really rough. I scratched it up really good with some sanding paper so that I can get the paint to kind of stick to it. I didn't do that on camera because dust in my camera is not desirable. So now I'm just gonna go and slap some paint on this and then let it dry, and then we will go cut out the vinyl on the Cricut that I plan on using. I already designed it. I'm ready to size it and cut it. And yeah, so let's get painting. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Nothing super special. It's a white painted board. I may do a second coat, but I'm kind of liking the way it looks with the little bits of the background showing and the scratches. I think it kind of gives it a little rustic. It's been hanging in the wind in front of Bed and Breakfast, which will make a lot more sense when you see the cutout, because I'm pretty much making it a Bed and Breakfast sign. So now we're gonna go cut out the Cricut vinyl. All right, so this is a Cricut. If you don't know what a Cricut is, they are amazing. One of the best purchases I've ever made for crafting. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take, much like I was doing with the wood, I'm trying to use up scraps and leftovers and things that I can't really find a use for anywhere else to clean out my craft room and my wood room and, you know, all the stuff at the end of the year, because next year I will have more projects and more home repairs that I'm sure will get done, and we DIY everything because honestly I find it fun. So my husband might not. At this point he might think I'm crazy for all the projects that I've had him doing since we moved into this house. But what I've decided on is I have a pack of vinyl that I got as a gift, and it came from Amazon, and it came with like every color you could think of, and it's been fantastic. But some of these colors I don't gravitate toward, and I don't have any more black or white, so I couldn't just default to doing those two colors. I had to get creative. So what I've decided to do is use these four colors here. And I'm going to cut out the pieces and hope I have enough, because I really don't want to go to the store. All right, so here's our finished project. This, I would be lying if I said this was a smooth process. The vinyl I chose to use for the brown letters, both the darker and the lighter brown, just did not want to cooperate. They didn't want to stick. And at first I thought maybe it was because I tried to use the lint roller as my transfer tape because I ran out of transfer tape, and like I mentioned before, I did not have any interest in going to the store, and I really didn't want to order off Amazon. So I was trying to use what I had on hand, and I would say if all of the colors had problems, it would have been the transfer tape that I attempted to use. However, the gold and the pink had no issues. It was only the brown, and I even tried to get it to stick, a piece of it to stick to something else, and it just would not stick. So not all vinyl is created equal. Some vinyls, even ones from the same pack, just don't have the sticky enough backing. And then I added a little, can't really see them because of the lighting, but I did a couple of little shimmery snowflakes underneath the pink frosting there, or like little sparkles in some silver paint. And I popped on some little bits of glitter in gold and silver to fill in a little bit of that space under there and kind of look like the shimmery sugar topping you would find on a gingerbread cookie. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. All in all, mostly leftover stuff from other projects. The only thing I needed to buy was the boards that I put an order in at Lowe's for and went and picked up. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.